So hello everyone, Grosey here, welcome back. Today we've got another episode of the Unhuntables podcast series with Christopher.
Hello.
Hello, we are looking through 20p coins today. All the details of what we are looking for is in the video description. And this is a continuation of the conversation that we had on his channel. But yeah, there's a little time lapse going whilst we look through some 20p's. And we're going to have a bit of a chat about coin topics, coin news and things like that. So I think you had a couple more things you wanted to bring up in your list of your agenda.
So we've heard about that. I've got it off to the side because there's a bit of it I want to quote from. But there's a new military coins on the horizon, which is kind of exciting. And it describes them as for more than a millennium, we have captured stories and marked moments of conflict on coins. In 2024, we launch coins that pay tribute to significant events in military history, starting with a coin commemorating the 80th anniversary of D-Day. So an interesting series that could be building from that. And I seem to recall it suggested that it will be on a 50 pence coin, which is kind of exciting.
That's interesting.
But it makes me wonder what are we going to see over the course. Obviously, like next year is a big anniversary of the end of the Second World War, which could be tied into it. But what other modern? It didn't say modern conflicts, did it? Yeah, moments of conflict on coins. It'd be interesting to see what they continue to do. If it's more than just D-Day, then what anniversary is it? I can't do the mental arithmetic off the top of my head. 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War next year?
Yeah, 80th anniversary, that's right.
So is it going to be just these two coins? Is there more to be had? Other wars or whatever, the anniversary is coming up. I don't know, sort of like the Spanish Armada or sort of
Spanish
what
Armada.
I mean by that is, well, what I mean by that is like not like recent conflicts. We're talking about really historic conflicts potentially. Could it span to?
What about the Battle of Hastings? That'd be a good idea for a 50p.
2026 would be a big anniversary of it, wouldn't it? Well, no, a more significant one.
Obviously, there's already a 50p for it, but. Yeah, that wouldn't make a huge amount of sense because it wouldn't be
10 years ago in 2026 though, isn't it?
But 2016 would actually be 950 years, whereas 2026 is 960 years. So yeah, disregard that. Never mind.
There we go. I still think 2029. If there's not something to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Kew Gardens, that is a totally missed opportunity for the Mint.
Yeah.
I know that they did in 2019. We got another Kew Gardens. We need another Kew Gardens. I think yes. Why not?
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
We all love it, don't we?
2029 Kew Gardens. Yeah, definitely.
With the king on it, actually, it'd have the king on it too. That would be really weird.
I thought you said the cake on it, and I was thinking like the birthday cake for Kew Gardens 50p. With the king, yeah, that would be.
It's
cool.
the same. It's the same image of the pagoda, but just a little cake on one of the little
a little happy birthday cake with 20 candles.
Yeah. Because we've been to Kew Gardens. I think I've been there 3 or 4 times. Is this just the one time you've been there, or?
Yeah, just the once.
And we didn't go up. We didn't go up the pagoda.
No, didn't get to go up it. No.
No, I did the once. It is it is quite the view from up there. But oh my goodness, my legs. And I kid you not, so we got most of the way to the top and had to sit down for a moment because I am obviously in great physical shape. But it was coming down the steps. The only way I can describe it is like I kind of forgot how you walk down the stairs.
I know what you
my
mean.
legs are just like
one.
I'm not sure I can do this anymore. I just might fall and roll.
Although
the rest
going down
of the
the stairs is worse because then you're always having an impact on your knees and your going down is worse than going up.
I wasn't worried about the impact on my knees. I was worried about the impact of me falling forwards and rolling 3 flights down the pagoda.
But it is cool to be fair. Kew Gardens, the whole fact of that being the rarest 50p, etc. It's it would be cool to commemorate.
Definitely. The Commonwealth Games is coming up, isn't it? So it looks like I can't remember where it was that might be hosting. I think it might be Edinburgh again. At least I think they're the backup. They figured a cheaper way to host the Olympics, Paralympic. What is it? Commonwealth Games. What I'm blabbing on about over here. Commonwealth Games. Because is it Victoria in Australia was supposed to be hosting it, but then it just got way too expensive, and they went, nope, we're not doing it anymore. Can't afford it. So they're looking at possible other places to host it, but I think it was Edinburgh or was it Glasgow? I can't remember now. It was a big Scottish city anyway. Can repurpose things rather than building so much new stuff for the Commonwealth Games that potentially it could be held there, which means we potentially might get a Commonwealth Games coin on the cards again.
definitely. There's been a couple Commonwealth Games 50p's, hasn't there? So yeah, that could definitely
Yeah,
be.
well,
Be
more
cool.
recently Birmingham, wasn't it? Was that 2020?
That was
Was that
2022.
last year?
Yeah.
That was 2022. Okay, yeah.
So don't they do it every 4 years? So this would
Uh,
be 2026 as well.
oh, I don't know. I don't know how often the Commonwealth Games is held actually.
The last one was 2014, though, wasn't it? Is it every 8 years?
But we only have the coins when it's hosted in the UK country though.
Oh,
We don't have a team Commonwealth Games like
Right.
we do with Team
see.
GB. No matter where it's held, there is an Olympic coin to celebrate the country.
yeah. So the
I thought-
Commonwealth Games is every 4 years.
Okay.
Well, that's an interesting fact. Participants must be amateurs, meaning they are not paid to play. That's interesting.
Well, it's something like in the French Olympics, it's the first time that there's sort of prize pools or something. I am not a sports fan. I'm not the oracle of sports information, but there was something in the news about it. I think it might be the athletics, or I don't know if it's every sport, but a way that the Olympians will be able to make direct money from their positions. Which I must admit, I assumed was the case already. I thought you won not just the medal, but a sort of a prize, but maybe not.
Don't know. I guess the fact of winning a medal is kind of all people would have needed, but
Yeah, I guess the
yeah.
prestige as well. The prestige of being an Olympic winner, then you get all your sponsorships for Gillette and Santander and all these other companies that jump on Olympians.
No, that's it. Lots of brand deals to be had.
Mm-hmm. No, with the Olympic Games which will be coming out later this year, I am really hopeful that goes into circulation. It's in the back of my brain that if it doesn't, I will be so upset.
It's going to be anticipation waiting to see, because it might not even go into circulation straight away. It might be one of those subtle releases where they just sort of mint them. They probably wouldn't do that though. They probably would announce them, but
no. To be fair, with August I think it's August when the Olympics start, isn't it? Is it August? Yeah, I think it's early August.
Is it? I don't know. Google.
There we go. That's one benefit of having Grosey on Google standby.
Friday the 26th of July.
Oh, it's July, is it? Oh, it's earlier than I thought.
End of July, but yeah.
End of July. Okay, well, I mean, there's rumours of a just snap general election maybe happening in early July. So we don't even know who might be the Chancellor by then. So
That's it. Surely they'd have to decide it before though.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows?
I found surprisingly few salmon 50. I found one.
I found one, and that's all so far.
500,000. Could it be?
No. Again, this is the Royal Mint have put out on social media that the mintage figure was 5 million. It was then bandied around that apparently the Royal Mint had retracted that, but I contacted the Royal Mint myself after that, the news of a retraction of that statement, and they reconfirmed it was 5 million. I think what we are seeing is the initial tranche of them that's been put into circulation, and the rest are going out naturally out of the long store. And it would seem potentially that there's not huge demand for 50p's at the moment, so they're not filtering through, which is a bit of not the greatest news, hoping that there might be another commemorative 50p that comes out this year.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, we're seeing a lot more of those 2020 shields now. So there's some movement from the long store, but not much.
Yeah, but now we're doing this for your channel. I feel like I can revisit it because I did a long thing about it on one of my videos recently. So I'll put the question to you then, Grosey. The Royal Mint makes a lot of commemorative coins that don't go into circulation at the moment, so the 50p's or whatever. So say, for instance, they make 10 commemorative 50p's in the year. It's probably more than that. We'll call it 15 then. And 2 or 3 of them get put into circulation. Obviously, we all really want more circulating commemorative coins. So that's the backbone, the grassroots of coin collecting. You're finding interesting coins in your change.
Yeah.
Would you rather have all the different coins circulating, but it's going to be some of them very low mintages because the amount of 50p's that are produced every year will keep dropping as we use less and less cash, which would then, you could end up with a year of, I don't know, 10 of the 15 coins being very rare, a bit like the alphabet 10p's that are really hard to come across. So completing your set would be quite difficult to do. And I'm sure you've seen the people moan about how hard it is to find one of the alphabet 10p's out in circulation. Would that be a bigger complaint than not going into circulation?
No, I would rather they were all circulated with lower numbers. A couple of things I would say to that, though, to the points that you said. One of them I'll come back to about comparing it to the 10p's, but I think it's important to remember, and I only really thought about this after we had done the stuff when we wrote the letters to the Chancellor, was that they actually don't. In recent times, they probably haven't released any fewer commemoratives into circulation than what they have
Yeah.
done in the past. If anything, there's probably more commemoratives in circulation than what there was. But it's just they're releasing more designs per year that are then not being
Yeah.
circulated.
I totally agree with
It's like
that.
back in like 2007 or 2008 or say like 2006, for example, you had the two VC Victoria Cross coins. I'm pretty sure those are the only coins that ever got released in 2006
For the 50p's, yeah.
for 50p's, whereas it's still two 50p's being released maybe every year, but
Yeah.
about 10 others that were released that aren't circulated. So that's one point I would say, but I'd still rather they were all circulated. But also, I don't think...
But like when we're trying to complete our books for a video, there's obviously the Kew Gardens, which stands out as being quite tough to get, and some other standout ones that are hard to find. But if you are starting to have multiple coins of a similar or slightly less rare than the Kew Gardens, are you going to end up with books with lots of gaps in it?
I think that it depends how low we're talking. If you're talking 10,000 of each, then obviously that might be a little bit. I'd still rather it than not, but that might become.
I think I might even disagree. Like 10,000 is too low. That is, again, trying not just from my own opinion, from the pool of coin collectors. I think
yeah, no, I think that
it would change the conversation from the Royal Mint are just making these commemorative coins, not circulating them so that they can squeeze money out of us, and then the conversation would change to they're only making 10,000 to put in circulation, which again forces us to buy the coins. I think
the
they're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was that if they are rare, it's never going to be the same as 10p's, because firstly 50p's are bigger, so they're easier to look through and there's fewer of them in a bag, but also you're not just looking for those like the alphabet 10p's, you're just looking for that. The odd territory might turn up, but you're going to get all this other stuff on the way. So so if you find if you grab a bag of 10p's to £100 or £200 or whatever, and you find nothing, that's a big waste of an hour's time.
Yeah.
But with the 50p's, even if you don't find one of those rare ones, you're probably not going to find nothing of value. You might find an Olympic or two. So yeah, I still think that it'll be better than the 10p's. I reckon a lowest mintage figure you'd want would be, I'd say probably 500,000, maybe 250,000 as an absolute low.
Wow, that's
I'd still rather they were circulated. I'd still rather they got circulated.
Yeah. I think if they were to start announcing lower mintages like 500,000, like 250,000, I think might even be a bit too low. I think 500,000 would be the lowest I would want it to be.
Yeah.
If they pre-announce there is going to be 500,000 put into circulation, I think it would do wonders for the speed of how quickly they sell things out, because people think, it's going to be a rare coin, just like the Kew Gardens was rare, and all the BUs, the silver, the golds are going to appreciate massively in price.
Yeah. The problem is, though, if they pre-announce it, how do they get them into circulation without collectors hoarding the sealed bags?
Well, they couldn't. That's exactly what happens now, though. It's just that everything they've pre-announced is at a mintage of 5 million.
Yeah. It's interesting. Although there was a time when, I think with the Brexits, they were mixed in with just the normal cash centre bags. So you just had these normal bags with just mixed 1997s and everything, but just lots of shiny Brexits. Like lots of them.
I'm sure that would happen as well.
Yeah.
It must. Well, I don't know the innards and the workings of a cash centre, but I assume at some point they're mixing new coins with old.
Yeah. No, it's.
I thought it was an interesting point, because again, I could totally imagine it'll be the same people moaning that they don't circulate it to now they're circulating it, but it's really rubbish mintage figures. We'll never find these.
You also don't want them to be 10 million each, because then it just becomes boring. Like for example, the Memorial 50p now is just like any other 50p to me. Obviously, it's still cool seeing King Charles on the coin, but
it's an interesting piece of history. But same as the Churchill crown, it's not the most exciting coin.
No,
it's
just find it like another one of those.
Yeah, it's the first time a non-royal appeared on UK coinage. If you're ignoring Oliver Cromwell, but yeah, it's not an exciting coin for its rarity, because there's so many of them about.
Yeah, no, definitely. Although you could argue Britannia wasn't a royal.
Yeah, but Britannia's not a person, though.
I know. That thought just entered my mind. I was trying to think of other...
You can also say, the lions. Lions aren't royal, they're just animals.
Or the fish in the sea that's just jumped out the ocean.
Exactly, yeah. Although I must admit, I think having new definitives might just kibosh any commemoratives coming out for many years, because I think they're going to want to put the new commemoratives out, the new definitives out over new commemoratives.
Yeah.
Like we've seen with the £2 coin, the only thing that circulated, has been minted for circulation since the Great Fire of London 2016 has been 2 years of the Britannia.
Yeah. That's a bit disappointing, though. They could have done half Britannias and half commemoratives.
They certainly could have, and I wish they would. So if there is a change in Chancellor, I think we all know what we need to bombard the Chancellor message-wise with.
Yeah. Or even just ask the question, why do they choose all I mean, it makes sense that you want the definitive to be the prevailing coin in circulation. That makes sense. But even to do like 3/4 of them definitives and leave the other 2 million or whatever for a commemorative.
Yeah. I think if we do another campaign to try and get the attention of the Chancellor of the Exchequer, in the past we've got viewers and subscribers write in with a common message. I think we need to almost position it as a business suggestion, not just we would like this, just we could position it as you will sell more coins if you do it this way.
Yeah.
I think that might get more eyes.
Maybe if we send in a letter, you might get a reply.
Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Anyway, I think we've rambled on enough for this. So we'll wrap up here.
That's it. Let's go back and see what 20p's we managed to find today. Right then, so we got this rather shiny one, which is just a little bit of a weird colour on that side, and it's kind of got a bit of a rainbow effect, which I thought was quite cool. We got 3 Isle of Mans, so this is going to be very difficult for Christopher to beat. 2002, Russian Abbey, and another one as well from 2003. And then we got the Castle Russian Clock from 2009. So yeah, very, very nice. Go and check out Christopher's part of the video as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.